Alrighty then, mic check, mic check. Welcome aboard. It is great to be back. We've got great training examples you guys are not going to want to miss. This was our live trading here today for my live account. Yes, I came away with a red day. I literally gave back half of my gains from yesterday. Had a huge day yesterday, and you know, we got to talk about some of that fallout when you have that windfall day and then the day after you give it back. I tried so hard not to. I was up 5K at some point, and you guys are going to see. I'm going to show you guys my own faults. You know, don't do what I did here today. Let's get into it here this evening. Hopefully you guys are doing well, and make sure you know that trading is risky, but if trading is for you, this is also probably the place for you. Okay, you guys know the drill. I'm trying to get right into it. Where's my training window? Here we go. Let's get to it. So I wanted to start with this one here tonight. I told you guys I was going to do some alpha omega cross training. I don't think we're ready for that yet because I don't have enough examples, like live examples. I could draw it out for you, but I realized let's hold until I can do a real good training on this. So I'm going to do that either on Friday at the end of this week. So come back for that. This is going to be the alpha omega. These are basically our power crosses. We'll talk about those various ways. I'm going to show you one way here that I used it here today, but I want to do a thorough training on that either Friday or Mentorship Monday next week. So come back for that on that one. Let's start with this example here though today. This was a really cool setup, and I did tell you, yes, at some point today I was up. I actually ended up making up over 5,200 at some point today was my high water mark, and literally ended the day at minus 6K. And after commissions, almost 7K. A lot of trading here today. We'll talk about the one that really got away from me. I tried to catch the falling knife. I really had a great trade setup. You guys are going to see there was a lot of confluence there. I just got greedy, didn't want to let it go, and you know, I literally fell back into some, I don't even want to say they're habits, like they're not even the way that I trade anymore. However, this was a scenario. I feel like I'm kind of a little bit rusty. You guys know I'm coming back from vacation, been away for a while. Kids are back in school. In fact, I hear one of mine right now back behind me. He's supposed to be getting in bed, but he's back here banging away on things. So, all right, enough excuses, Vinny. Let's see what happens. So with this play set up right here, this is a great one. We have our delta picking up from the bottom. We've got we're after king timing. We've got longs favorable at this time of the day. This was a very cool way to use this. We've got the alpha omega cross right here. This is on a higher time frame on the sixes, but this actually helped me with one of my bigger trades. We also had a headshot inside of here on a lower time frame, but this gave me opportunity to basically treat this like a double cross. Okay, so here is one way, if you guys are taking notes here tonight, you can actually use one of these, especially when it is what looks like the wrong color. In a scenario like this looks like it's a red, even though you're thinking, okay, well, this should be a buy signal to go to the long side. No, when this is red like this means that we've got the imbalance right here, that a whole bunch of people press the short button, probably because the markets are tanking down like this. If they do want to move the markets up, they need a whole bunch of people to collect their contract counts. So you need one more push of those. This is that sell off right here. They tried to punch in on the sells. Boom, 11.6 times the size of the buyers there on it, on the sell side. That's what that number stands for there. And boom, what do we get? Lift off. If you measure from here to here, you get that double move up to there. Very nice, using it the same way you use a double cross double move, but without a double cross. One of these is basically as valid as a double cross. This a single cross can be used as a double cross. All right, let's carry into the next example here. All right, one of the things I want to cover here was the speedometer. You guys know I am like swearing up and down by the speedometer. So powerful to know when we've got really great trades. So we've got somebody asking, hey, if the BPM is 88, should we still take this trade? Isn't the recommended range between 35 and 75? Okay, I got some real issues. Again, I kind of went off the handle on this whole stuff. I'm gonna blur out some of the stuff that I said here on this, but you know, first of all, this isn't even the right number set. I literally say it's 45 to 75 for me, okay? Not 35, okay? Again, I don't know, like details do matter here, folks. Like if you're gonna ask the questions, like know what you're asking, pay attention to the videos, please take notes in the videos for crying out loud. If you're gonna say, oh, I thought you said the range was 35 to 75, be accurate in the range first. It's 45 to 75 for, I don't know how many times I've said this. For me, and again, I've also said you might be more comfortable slower or faster, or again, really, it kind of depends on you, but I do feel like I've done some pretty good assessments, and it's not really just for me. I have noticed that our play setups just rock in this speed zone, okay? This is like what we call, again, the word that I like to use is ideal. Does not mean that you have to. Okay, everybody got that? That the speed on the speedometer at 45 to 75 BPM, this is ideal. Now let's talk about the difference between ideal versus, his question is, you know, isn't it recommended range? You know, so should you take this trade? So I would call that a rule. If you're going to make it a yes, no type of situation, then, well, that's the whole thing. So my main item here that I want to make sure that we are absolutely 100% clear for anybody else. So if you have this question like, oh, well, you shouldn't take it, as you're saying, Vinny, if it's not between 45 and 75 that you shouldn't take it. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if you really want to know when the absolute best, if you really do, you can use that for a filter, you can. But remember, when I say that you can, does not mean you absolutely have to. Now, I do have some stuff that is absolute, okay? We have a lot of absolute black and whites, but this speed gauge is really still up to you. I just am giving you that guide. Feel it for yourself and you'll see what I'm talking about. But speed is not a rule. It is a guide. Everybody got that? It is for me. Once I found that speed in that zone between 45 and 75, I believe it is the ideal, but it is not a deal breaker. So you can take the trades. Hopefully that answers that. Let's go to the next one. All right, so I want to take us to the end of my session here. When I finished my first session here today, 12:24, right there at around noon or so. No, I didn't trade the whole session. I still only traded for about an hour to an hour and a half or so on my first session here. I hit at exactly, you might be, you know, it's really odd to hit exactly 4,500. Remember, as I said yesterday, I'm trading on my new workstation. I don't have it all filled in and all functioning, you know, fully yet over there. I only traded NASDAQ here today on the left-hand side. I did not have my commission template set up, but this is a live account. So some people are going to ask, so I did say it. Inevitably, somebody's going to ask, you know, is it live? I don't see commissions. Yes, it is live. This just happens to be on that computer over there. I have not set up the commissions template. It's very simple to set this up. I will do a separate video on how to set up a commission template because you can actually set this up on a live or a sim account. I do think it's helpful for you guys to put that in. There are different commissions. If you're trading with the NinjaTrader brokerage, there are 3 models for that. If you have the lifetime license with NinjaTrader, you get the cheapest commissions, and you can just select that you are using the lifetime commissions template and it updates it there for you. Very, very simple to do, but I had not done that yet. That's why the commissions here are showing at 0 at this time of day, but that is not accurate. At this time of day though, I was at 4,500, 77% profitable, 2.68, basically firing on all cylinders, doing really well. Look, long side, I made 4,200. Short side, really didn't do too much damage there. It's only 300 bucks. So mostly longs here today and the first part of the day. You know, no surprise with that. So let's take a peek at what happened in the afternoon though. Again, I did put in a couple more trades, got up as high as 5,200, but I did end up biting it today, getting a red day, extremely frustrated. We'll talk about that. We'll show it. Let's look at some of the trades themselves. All right, so wanted to show what was in this screenshot here. I think, oh, this was the continuation of that big move. Again, the Alpha Omega crosses, I've showed you guys before that these can be some of the beginnings of the biggest moves. If you guys have watched some of the screenshots in the room, I do want to collect more of those. We will talk more about those. But yes, this was kind of the end of my day there on this setup. But let's talk about some of the setups prior to this. All right, this is one of our study examples here today. So I told the room, this is like one of our pop quizzes. Study it. See if you can hit these labels before I label them for you. These circles. So what do we have here? Look at it. Take for a minute. Pause the video here. Tell me if you can see everything. Name each one of these. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Ready? Let me know when you're ready. All right, you ready for the answer? Let's get it. All right, let's go through the answer sheet. You might want to take a screenshot of this one or grab it out of our room over there. It is in the Discord room there in the trade, so you can download and save this image if you would like. I think it's going to be very helpful to you. Let's go as big as we can get here. Can you guys see this? Nope, it's going to be off to the side if I do that. Okay, let's zoom back out. All right, so first thing we start up with is our ready up. What does this indicate? Well, it means that we've got a good opportunity coming up right after this setup. And sure enough, right as this one comes in, we've got our little short play. This doesn't look like very much right here, but you got your entry shorts here. You've got a multi. Here is the very first one. You've got the multi PRZ cross, entry short right there. You got the cross inside of there. You also had a power cross in there along with it. And we've got the ready up, and we've got that double delta. Now, very, very powerful stuff. I think I forgot to mention that we're also in king timing. Just noticed I didn't label the king timing. If you had also added in the king timing, Give yourself a pat on the back. You also have king timing. It was also in between the large and king. I think I just ran out of space here. That's what I'm going to say. I'm blaming the running out of space in the text section here to fill that all in. Entry there, target into the green box down below. Pretty easy shot right there. Now, this, there's, you know, we don't have anything until this shows up. What do we got right now? So we got the DCDM long. Everybody loves the double crosses here. We absolutely love the double cross. So very, very clear right here. We got a straight shot up to this location. So we want to see that double move. Double move, we're going to measure it out. There's our gold line for the double move, right? So we want to target this. Now, sometimes these take a while, right? Sometimes we're going to get 2 moves into it. This is one of those. That was one. Again, I want to talk about the advanced ones. The easy ones are the ones that just go straight up to it, right? But sometimes they take a bit, right? This is exactly one of those. So we know that we've got the activity coming in right here. Algorithmic activity is coming in. Boom, we get another opportunity, more algorithmic activity coming in. This is not a double cross. In fact, remember, what are the rules from this? It's 10 to 15 bars in between each one. This one, we're good. This one, that's way too much. If you count through those bars, I'm not going to count them here with you right now, but you will see there are more than 15 bars in between those two. That is spaced out. However, you get a bat and a, sorry, I can't read that. I believe it is a crab. Yes. A crab and bat PRZ right there with the cross. So we are talking about, we've got our double cross reversal inside the multi-green PRZ, or you're adding to the double cross double move position. So if you had gotten in, entered in at this position, you're looking for it to run up to the top, you could be adding to the position right here, or you've got an initiation of an entry, even if you took this one, kind of closed it out, and was like, oh, I don't see it coming, let me wait on it. That's fine. You've got either the default play here, or you can add to position as this one comes down. I added to position on this one because I was holding this all the way out and really looking for this to take that move, and got bigger as we got right here. This is one of my biggest plays of the day as this came up to the very, very top. Now, as this moved all the way up right here, when that pink dot showed up, I bailed out. That is a scary thing. When that happens, we are so close to that yellow line there. We've got that pink dot there closing this position. Now, I was heavy in this position. I was at about I think I was about 14 contracts on it. It wasn't full contract. I don't remember. You guys know I'm not usually getting super big on a double cross double move because they are so big. Usually I'm at 8 to 10, maybe 12, but I had added to my position here. I was about 14 to 16 contracts running this all the way up, closed out the position. Great move there for myself. Awesome play up into this one. However, what about this spot? The question was, can we enter short right here? Yes. So if for whatever reason you had already botched this one, you know, discounted it, I did widen this. You'll notice the chart, I'm widened out here. So your screen may only be at this section here while you're trading. So maybe you don't see all this back here, maybe not playing a continuation alongside. So the question is, when you see this setup, can you take the short? Yes, you can. Now, hopefully, even though you may have not taken that double cross double move, what I tell you guys to do for your measurements, you should still take the measurement, right? So where's the pivot? Right there. Where's the center? Right there. So you have your gold line up here, still sitting here. Even if your positions are not open, you have it. Everybody, you guys all get that? Yes? Yes. Double cross double move, you know, right? This is the gold line. You need to have the gold line. If you guys know what I'm talking about, type it down below. Say gold line on the DCM, right? I want to see, you know, get that DCM there. Do not delete this measurement until you are working on the next double cross double move, right? Because oftentimes these will play multiple times. In fact, you're going to see that here in just a moment. You will see how you can use this gold line several times. These are very important zones when you catch these, right? So can I take this short? Yes, absolutely. We definitely want to take a shot at this, even if it's not a big one. We want to do at least a target one off of a play like this, especially because what else is there? We've got a double king timing. Everybody see that? It also is double king timing. So the answer for this one was, can we enter in short? Answer is yes. Gold line right there. Reversal, which we're already going to have a reversal off of it. You got the red PRZ, the power dot short plus double king timing. You absolutely want to take that. So if you answered those all correctly, give yourself a gigantic gold star. You get an A+ here tonight. Let's show the after screenshot of that. So what happened after? Well, if you had taken this play and you were riding it all the way out. Now, this is a one where you would have had to run through with the runner because we are going against favorable direction at this point, and the MACV is probably green. So the only reason I'm taking a short like this is multiple things. We have, well, all the things that we already had before. Very, very powerful. I'm going to go ahead and take it for a T1, right? So I'm going to get my 10 ticks out of it. If I've got a runner on, I can let that runner go. At this point, you're probably hearing the audio box clicking. You see your shift. Do you see the delta shift? Okay, you got a big one to big one, right? So we know that we oftentimes have a more of a down move when we get this, where you've got one, one of one color, one of the other. We might have that shift in direction here, which means, look at this. What's that right there? You also have a headshot to add to the position. Here is your exit all the way down on a green dot for the final exit on this one. Very, very cool plays right here. This is one that you want to practice. If you want to download the market replay for today again is 9/14/2022. Go download 9/14/2022. This is another 100K opportunity day, and so was the 13th, the day before. I showed you guys that yesterday. 100K opportunity days, good days to practice. If you want to see if you can absolutely crush the markets, these are the days to practice. Great, great opportunities. This is one of those you want to go practice on this one. This one happened right at about noon. Okay, so go to 12 o'clock, 12:15-ish. Go and play this out. You'll see the ready ups. You'll see all the plays set up. See if you can hit this just right. Do this a couple of times. I do think you should run this 2 or 3 times and see how much you're making just on these plays like this, and then lock those into your brain. You will be surprised at how much muscle memory works when you have these types of opportunities. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, so we've got a cool example right here. This is a more advanced play. Doesn't come up too often unless you see this pattern. It's a very specific pattern. We got the up move and that very sharp down. Looks like this. We call this the jackknife. I tend to picture it when I teach it that it looks like this jackknife is going to swing its way back up and out. Kind of think of, if you kind of know, like you flip a knife out of its fold. Again, I know a knife comes all the way down here, but whatever this distance of this leg is, picture this leg kicking out. The distance from there to there, this is usually where it's going to go. We had some VL1s and VL2s. I'm sorry, this is VL2 and 3 up above us, these red lines. So I told the room, I said, be careful. Don't be looking for shorts. I know it's tempting to possibly, trade against the grain. Do not trade against the grain until you get into some of those VL levels or some other major signal setup up there. Jackknife potential was in play, so you had to make sure you got to be careful of that measurement. Sometimes it looks like you can take a short in there. I just encourage people, when you see a jackknife, just be very, very careful against trading against one of those. These tend to continue on the runs with multiple people, a lot of retailers trying to get short, and they're just getting pushed and pushed and pushed, and it'll push them all the way up there into those highs until they're fully exhausted and they're like, okay, they finally give up, and then about that time, then you get the reversal. Be careful on that jackknife. If you want to see some more examples of that right here, strat jackknife. Remember, don't forget, if you come into those, I'm clicking down here. Remember all of our strats here on the left-hand side. If you are brand new with us, you can go over there and see lots of screenshot examples. If you're scrolling through here, here's that jackknife play. Look at her moving on up and up. Same thing here. Again, the jackknife keys, you'll see these, and you can go and look at those before and after pictures in these sections. Same thing with all of our other strats if you are interested in taking a peek at some of that. All right, let's carry on to the next one. Okay, so real quick, so somebody busted in 64K today, but be careful of this, okay? Even when you're doing sim, and I told you guys, practice your 10x. Well, 10x, okay, there's limits. On NASDAQ, you're not going to be able to get filled on 90. I think you need to be a little more realistic with your entries. You definitely remember, we're not entering in on full size. We're not just going, okay, I'm going to get into X number of contracts and punching it. So please pay attention to my videos. I know, just be careful. I know it's fun to take it to the extremes on some of this stuff when you're in sim, but you've got to, when I say 10x, like realistic 10x, okay? This is, remember, I'm entering in on 2s, okay? So 10x of that might be 20, but I'm still not telling you punch in 20. I'm telling you punch the button more times. Remember that you would rather loop into trades. You do not want to block order, okay? You remember, you want to go in and you want to go tat, 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 so that you are not being, block fished here, where you're like, okay, boom, see the big guy on the plate. You punch in 90 contracts, they are going to, when you're actually on the tape. Now, not in these virtual accounts, not in the trader funding programs or anything like that, but even trader funding programs are not going to let you trade this type of size. So just be careful of that. I mean, if it's fun for you, okay, just make sure you know you're having fun, but I don't know this is super beneficial to you. If you guys, I don't know, what are your thoughts on that? Like, debate me down in the comments. I don't know how this helps. to do that. But, you know, anyhow, that was my thought on that. You can't punch in order contract 90. This should be way lower than that. I would rather, you're not actually practicing. Let me actually point this out. Remember, how are you practicing? If you're going to punch in a 90 contract trade, boom, that's one click, boom, 90. To get to 90, if you're doing punching in, I don't even know, even if nines, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How are you practicing entering in, right, to be able to do that? This is practice. Listen to it. Okay, to be able to do that, this is how you need to enter. This is your loop. This is your version of full auto where you are going tat, 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 tat. Okay, so anyhow, practice properly. That's my opinion on that. So that goes to everybody, not just trying to pick on anybody. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, here was a beautiful example all the way up on the 89s. This is the tide level, almost at the, you know, half day level. This is like having like a 4-hour or 8-hour bar, almost a daily bar on like the ES and things, but on NASDAQ, it's more like a half day or, you know, 8-hour bar. Big plays here. 89 ticks per bar on these. And look, we're calling tops and bottoms with the triangular divergence indicators down here off of the Bollingers as well. Plus at the end, you notice the green lines here. So we're inside of the, sorry about that, inside the regression channels. So we're at the bottom of the regression channel with the, see the green touch in there. We also had a green dot, very large. I think it was, we had a screenshot of the dot somewhere in there. I think I lost it there. So here's the beginning of it, and again, just big moves off of this, calling a very large bottom here in the markets as this had continued to tank down, and then we get about 100, 200, 300, almost a 400 tick move up into the golden ropes. I think it even continued on even higher than that, but great examples. Keep an eye on those high time frames if you see this stuff coming in. Like if all day this has been down, you do not want to get caught off sides when all of a sudden the train has shifted directions, right? So be careful of that. All right, this is another favorite for everybody. This is a pop quiz. What do we got right here? We got a 1 and 2. This is a pretty easy one right here. This isn't super tough, but this is a classic. Double cross, double move, easy peasy. There's your ad on the king timing with a cross. So hopefully you got that in there as well. Where's our target? There's our gold line. Easy peasy. We are entering in right here. This one didn't even give us hardly any heat whatsoever. Did not even break the planes down below. No even need for a 2-try rule. This is a pure enter, add to position, ride all the way up. You touch that gold line. If you want to reverse it off of the gold line for 10 ticks, you've got 10 ticks off of the gold line as well. Oh, what a beautiful example. It's actually hit multiple times. So we also got the, again, I told you guys, like, leave that gold line there. You'll be so surprised at how many times that this thing will hit multiples, and you can get, you got 10, you got 20, you got 30, and this ended up coming way down actually after this. Again, we had shorts favorable at this point of the day. Again, watch that gold line, play it. Again, doesn't always happen like this, but I will take plays around this gold line to short back into it almost religiously on these. Very powerful stuff. So hopefully you guys got that one right on your pop quiz. Let's go to the next one. All right, we got another great example and a pop quiz right here. Might be a little bit tougher because, again, we are going to be doing that full training on the new Omega crosses. Do you see how these were used? This is Omega power. Huge moves. This is on the threes. Nice opportunity here. We've got the headshot. We've got a DCDM. This is an Omega DCDM. We've got, do we have the delta? Again, I always tell you guys, sometimes if you want to validate a double cross, like if you want to like make sure that you don't take any bad double cross solo moves, make sure that you've got some kind of delta with it. Use that as your kind of validator of a double cross double move, because again, it's a double cross double move versus a double cross reversal, because they can also be major reversals with certain setups, right? Especially if they don't have that delta with it. This one has everything going for it. Barely any heat. Again, great opportunities here. Huge moves. Sometimes with these Omegas, you will have to take a bit more heat. So just know that there's more power behind it, but it does have more fluctuation often. Okay, so this is why I usually kind of go in quarter position, half position, max. And remember that my R is so heavy, so big, because remember, what's our stop value on this? Right at the bottom of the cross. So our risk is very low. Here's our risk level. Here is, let me see if a different color here. Right, so enter to stop out versus target. Look at it. You know, in this case, it's nearly a 4 to 1. Oftentimes they are 5 to 8 to 1. Very, very large trading opportunities there for them. Again, you can go in a 2-try rule. I always tell you, like, stop out once, no problem. If it comes back through again, you can enter in again. Because even if you had 2 of these chopped off, doesn't matter. Let's take 2 little small stop outs and be out. The next play, you're going to get bigger size and, you know, punch it. They make up for themselves. Double crossover is still absolute favorite around here for pretty much just about everybody. Then, what do we get when we hit the, what do we get? Everybody, again, hopefully you've already typed it down in the comments down below. If you haven't, type in gold line reversal DCDM down in the comments, because that gold line reversal off the double crossover move, come on now. With a butterfly? I mean, free. Free, it's on me. That was a nice one. Awesome stuff there on the Omega DCDM. Love that example right there. I think this is just the continuation of the pop quiz. And oh, there's the retouch. There's the retouch afterwards. Again, another touch to it and the drop off. Okay, great stuff. Keep those in mind. Leave those gold lines there until the next one shows up, and then erase the drawing and draw another. Carry on. Next. All right, this is one to study, folks. Pause the video, study this one. Grab this screenshot from the room. This is not a double cross double move. Again, a lot of people like see it and they always say DCDM, DCDM. No, this is a double cross, okay? Remember, there are 2 types. We got the DCDM, the double cross double move. We also have a double cross reversal, the DCR. Double cross reversal right here. Very good one to study. Great example. Do we have a straight leg into it? No, right? That's one of our criteria for a double cross double move. You might think, oh, but what about this over here? Yeah, but then you got this jagged. I would rather be looking for a reversal on one of these. Okay, very, very simple. Keeping it simple right there. Do you have a straight leg in front of it? No, so it should be default in your mind. You may be looking for a reversal off of one of these instead. In your worst case scenario, let's say that you're getting long. Where's your stop? You're entering in the middle of your crosses. If you got real fast and you got the double cross right there, you're entering in right there. Where's your stop? Right there. So here's your risk. Look at our move. It's beautiful, right? So, I don't even see a red. So your red exit is up here, way over here. You're waiting until you see an exit, right? You can add inside of the bat all the way to the red dot, king timing over there. So you're entering in king timing, which is the other thing that you have on this, right? We got a king timing right here. So do you want to take that play? Yeah. This is a validator right there. Do we have a delta? Not right on it, but look, right there after, this should give you that hint, right? Here we go. There's that delta shift right there. Big, right there. Changing color, boom. Again, it can't be a small one, but if they're equal size, you see the big one to the left, you see the big one to the right, let's see if we get a move up in the opposite direction. That's what we want, okay? Getting that target 1, pretty easy. Target 2 as well. Runner all the way to the red dot. Beautiful play right here. Exiting off of the king. Add to position. Can you add right here? Yes, you can. Now, some people ask this. Some people are like, well, hold on, but you're trading that by itself, Vinny. No, it's not. Remember, if you're already inside of a play, you can add on other things. You can add on singles. You can add on a dot. You can add on a PRZ, okay? Hopefully you guys are getting this stuff. Again, hopefully these types of videos, you let me know down in the comments. Like, do you guys like this style of going through example videos after you already know the deep dive stuff? Hopefully this is helpful to you, applying it, seeing it in real time, seeing real examples. That's one to apply a whole lot of things. So hopefully you're getting it. It's kind of summarizing it, putting them all together, triggering your brain on some stuff that might be in your old notes. Anyhow, let's carry on. Oh, and one more thing. Somebody had pointed out too. There is also, very hard to see, but there is a Gartley PRZ right there as well. And again, the open rule, right? Is it out there in the open? This one also had a PRZ around it and it happened to be green. So another one there, just wanted to add that in, make sure we're covering everything. I missed that one. One of our members actually called that one out. Good stuff. Speaking of members, here is one of ours punching in 6K, literally doing the opposite of me. I had a minus 6K day. Here's a positive 6K day from one of our members. Profit factor 3.3. That means winners are 3 times the size of losers, 78% profitable. That is what I'm talking about. Again, huge opportunities today. Really kicking myself. You guys are going to see the play that I got really borked up on, and I just could not get myself back up out of negative territory. Let's get into that here in just a moment. All right, if you do want to pick up on one of those 100K practice days, remember, go to the hashtag 100K market replay days in our Discord room. It is on the left-hand side, or click on one of these. It will take you there. The days are labeled like this, as well as text in the room. Here is Doug Nell, like totally crushing another double cross, double move, breakthrough off the back of that PRZ. Longs favorable in the direction of it. Easy peasy, crushing it all the way up there. I would like to see a little more size on this. I'm concerned, Doug, a little bit of a critique here for you. As you've got this measure, that's great. You got the entry, you're a little behind it, that's okay. But a little more size on one of these. Now, it looks like you probably, because you have order quantity 2, you probably took some off. Remember, as I tell you guys on double cross, double moves, let the whole thing play out. This is not a play to take target ones and multiple targets. This is one you want to hold it all the way out. This is a very big R play, okay? I know it's very tempting to take off some. Listen, I really want to encourage you, at least during your practice. I believe you're semi-new with this right now. You want to practice the right way, okay? So practice it. Try to give yourself, discipline yourself to hold it all the way. Listen, I know this is hard. I know it is hard to not make yourself do like, oh, I got money on it, I want to take some off. I totally get it. But look at this. You've got this is a golden setup here. You've got the delta. You're right after king timing. You've broken behind a PRZ. So it's a PRZ piercer, double cross, hit it, hold it all the way out there. The difference between $180 and $360 is huge. Huge. You're going to make so much more on these plays, at least on the double crosses, folks. If you want to do multiple targets on anything else, fine. But these, hold them out, folks. You are going to find yourself in a much better position, much larger P&Ls, and that's what I'm here to help you out with. Listen to your mentor, for crying out loud. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, so let's talk about the good, and then let's get to the bad. So here we were, another great setup. Too easy, hashtag too easy. I did not get to take this one. This was an afterthought. Saw this afterwards. I was talking to somebody in the room. I'm blaming that as why I didn't get to be able to take this trade opportunity, but holy cow, that is an awesome setup right there. You've got the headshot. That is an Omega headshot. Hashtag too easy. Targets inside of the bat. It breaks through. You can keep holding this position. Still don't see a green that's held. Great stuff there on that one, but let's get to the hard part. Let's see, I said study time. Oh, might be one more before we start talking about the dirty. Okay, highest time frame, we've got the divergence triangle showing up top. Combination, look at the killer combo. That's what I think I was pointing out here. So much in combination here on these. You've got, I don't mark the 3 drives. I have debated whether it is, if you're classically trained on some other stuff, there's a classic 3 drives right there, but it also is inside of one of our diamonds. So you have the diamond play right there. It's not a diamond dot. That would be technically playing it by itself. It's out in the middle of the open. So wouldn't fault you if you don't see that one there, but that is a 3 drives. I mentioned it the other day. If you ever see one of these, kind of coming up, triple, 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 and we kind of come down and then we do this. And then this right there, that first red bar, I like to take this short right here. This oftentimes will get you kind of one of these at least. Oftentimes it breaks this plane. You get a few more ticks than this. And I try to enter in right about there. Kind of right there, you can actually see that. You got the 1, 2, 3. You got the fake move down, up, and you get the drop down. Great play there, particularly when you're in a day where you can play both directions. Market was super negative the day before, so in the direction of the prior day's move. A lot going on right there, but skip that if you didn't. Again, more of an advanced thing. And there is number 5, continuation of that play that I showed earlier. Again, just continued on and ran and ran and ran and ran until it finally reacted to a diamond after a king. Huge move. There's your start. There's your end, man. Great stuff to study right there. I didn't take that trade. Not trying to say that I did, but good one to see in hindsight. Study that one up. Here's where I literally typed in the room, I fucked up. At this point, I'm up 4,500. I had in between this hour, there was about 45 minutes in between here. I had been as high as 5,200 on the day. And I gave away a crap ton on this play. So I'm taking the screenshot, trying to capture this and being like, sweet, this is, I think this was the drop catch. I'm like, I'm catching the bottom. Folks, take a note. This is what you don't do. I was really excited about this. I thought I had it. Look down here. This is the first Omega Delta in a very long time. It's green. Ah, This is so juicy. I see it. I'm like, oh, this is going to be amazing. I'm going to catch this bottom. I also had, look at right here. What's that? That is a double dot, blue dot, right? I'm like, yes. Okay, they caught this bottom. I had seen this. It looked like from a double cross, double move perspective, this would have already finished as well. If I'm measuring from here to here, that looks approximately right there. I'm eyeballing it, obviously, because I did not have the measure there. But I really thought I had this play, folks. I thought I had this play. I'm getting in, I'm tapping in. I had tapped in around 5 times at this point. First, I went tap, tap, okay? But then, you know, continuing tap, tap, tap. And here I am. This thing ends up, and again, I see big delta. I'm like, okay, cool. They just flushed them right there. Man, today was not that day. This sucker continued to go down another 100 ticks, and I could have probably seen it right there. Look at how much space it had to reach the bottom, to hit those VL 1, 2s, and 3s were way down there. This one, I could have seen this happen very fast. If you guys go play this at this time of day, it was tricky, okay? But this is where I got borked up, and I let my feelings kick in. I'm up 5K on the day. For some reason, I don't want to take this loss, and I do. This is outside of our trading. This is outside of our norm. We do not teach this. This is not our strategy. You'll also notice I'm in naked orders, okay? Now, I didn't enter in naked orders because you can see I'm actually here on 10, 15, 25s, okay, on my ATM, which means I closed these, folks. I got them out of my way because I was so confident. Oh, I'm going to pop. This is going to be a big pop. I'm going to pop it probably all the way back up here to our, what is it, 12,185. That was what I was thinking. And folks, sometimes, again, you cannot necessarily predict the markets, even when you get the big gigantic delta like this. Yep. And I fucked up. I started adding more to my position. I end up after this position in a negative. I give back my entire 5K because this sucker just continued. It was crazy this time of day on this drop. Where'd it go? And what really sucks is it ends up coming back up to my location, of course, right? But literally, I'm down at 1900. I give up the entire 5K, basically over. It's basically a 7K drop. I close out, like, what really sucks, and I'm sure you've all had this before, and this isn't my first time this has happened, okay, where, I mean, I'm closing out, like, at the bottom. There's me pretty much closing it out, and of course it runs up pretty big after it ends up coming all the way back up. But woulda, coulda, shouldas, you know, could I have held out? Could I have gone more? Yes, but I continued to add to position. I think I ended up having maybe, I added around 20, 30 some odd contracts, then closed out the position at just devastating loss. Just sucked. So I give back basically all 5K in a single play. And then I kind of got a little bit more, and then I got on the wrong side again on a couple other trades. And here is my, you know, don't do what I do. This one right here, this windfall profits. I literally said it the day before. I shouldn't, but I did. I could feel my confidence today. In fact, you can even tell by how many screenshots and showing up all these great setups that we had today. We had so many great setups. It was amazing. Up 5K, you know, ready to push it, thinking in my head, all right, we got another 10K day on our hands. And that over excitement. This is exactly what I talk about in this windfall video. If you guys have not seen it, I've literally shown that here's a normal thing. Like you've probably had this happen to you if you've been around the markets for some period of time. You've got your biggest green day ever followed right next to your biggest red day, and sometimes it's even slightly bigger, right? Sometimes it's been double, right? You're double for your trouble, right? Even worse. But I end up today with a minus 6K, pretty close with as many trades as I took, around minus 7K after commissions and everything. Just total suckage. Now, mind you, yes, day before I had made 12K. Okay, so, but I basically erased this awesome, amazing day and puts me back to, you know, I wouldn't say it's normal. It's still a bonus day, but it's not some, you know, it's not my, that is a 3 times my usual 4K, right? If I'm targeting 4K in a day, 12K. And then to give back more than half of that the next day, it's just, yeah, very, very frustrating. Yeah, it was a bummer. This also kind of got all kind of tripped up. We saw this green dot coming in, and I actually thought the green dot was going to break. So I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure that's likely going to break. And when I got multiple opportunities to try to take that as a break, it did not break. And you guys remember I showed you that picture from earlier. It did end up holding that spot. The green dot held. A divergence fired off right up underneath it afterwards into the Bollinger Bands, ends up pushing up by another 400, 500 ticks. I wasn't writing that out. It's just my mental capacity. I'm looking at the high time frame. I'm trying to predict the high time frame. Don't predict, folks. Remember, rely on the tools. Let the tools do the work. When you think you know what's up, try to put your own ego, try to put your own analysis out from it. Let the tools do the work. Follow what the system's telling you. Follow the MACV. I looked over at the MACV almost on every single one of the trades where I start giving it back, and I'm like, this really borked me. I really thought that on the 89, I was like, it's gonna crack and we're gonna see a big double move down out of here. This thing had been going back and forth on this for quite some time. We see that up there. I'm thinking this sucker's about to go. Doesn't matter what you think, folks. Not even if you're me and you've been doing this for 20 years plus. That right there, that'll get you. And it got me today. I was short as this went all the way back up into the golden ropes, which could happen. I don't know why I wasn't. You can see it. It could just, go back and forth in here. Accumulation zone. We got the big distribution. We're accumulating. Yes, at some point, it's probably going to distribute down, right? But it may go up first like this and fake everybody and then do one of these. Who knows? Right? We don't have to predict. That's a beautiful thing about our system. We do not have to do all the analysis. Let the tools do the work. Trade it like a video game. Don't try to catch knives like me trying to. I did have pretty good analysis. Let's be honest. Okay. My first one, that's fine. But giving it back, I did not have to continue to give it back right here. Sure. This was just one that just got it, right? Sometimes it's going to fail. That one failed. It got all this stuff right here, all the way across boards. Doesn't matter. Right here, big picture was in play. So none of these 4 charts mattered. What mattered was the high time frame. Comes in there. Then the green dot shows up. Would have been awesome if I just waited till the green dot, because yeah, she ends up coming on up. Oh, very frustrating day. There it is. Red day for me. Yeah, no fun. All right. Video's a little bit longer than expected. I think I covered everything. And if I didn't, like I said, we're going to catch up on Friday with some really cool stuff, or on Monday. Don't miss those. I will catch you guys in the next one. See you.